What's up geeks, and welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to build on top of the simple SpringBoot project we've been working with throughout this series and secure it with the basic authentication mechanism provided by Spring Security. Before diving in, let's go through a few characteristics of basic authentication. Basic Auth is the most simple and fundamental option to secure REST APIs. It uses an HTTP header to provide the username and password when making a request to a server. Basic authentication does not use cookies, hence there is no concept of a session or logging out a user, which means each request individually must carry that header to be authenticated. To get started with Spring Security in the SpringBoot project, we need to add the Maven dependency in front of us. After adding the dependency, attempt to run the project with no further modification, and we should see a message saying using generated security password, followed by a UUID. Now, navigate to the Swagger endpoints and we will be prompted with a new page asking us to provide it with a username and a password. Go ahead and enter user in the username box and use the generated ID in the password one. The Swagger page we've been working with should now open normally. Okay, let's go ahead now and configure Spring Security to use basic in-memory authentication. To do that, start by creating a basic auth config class. We can pick any random name and annotate it with the add configuration annotation. Now, by default, Spring Security enables both form-based and HTTP basic authentication. In this example, we will be using the HTTP basic element to define only basic authentication inside the security filter chain bean. The next thing we need to do is create a method that returns a bean implementing the user details service interface. In our case, we will make use of the in-memory user details manager class. This class will allow us to allocate a username and a password for manually created users within this method. Here we created a single user named Geekific and assigned to them an admin role. Finally, we are using the password encoder interface to encode the password. This interface performs a one-way transformation of a password to store it securely. In this example, we used the bcrypt password encoder class, which uses the widely supported bcrypt algorithm to hash the passwords. After starting the SpringBoot application, we can now make use of the credentials we wrote in the username password prompt. To achieve a similar outcome using an API platform like Postman, we need to go to the Auth section of the API. Then we need to pick the basic auth option from the drop-down menu and provide it with the username and password we specified. In this example, we made use of the post request and hence provided it with the JSON body it needs. The result will be 201 created status as expected. Notice that failing to provide the API with the correct password or failing to select the basic auth type at all will result in a 401 unauthorized response. Another thing we can do with basic authentication is retrieve the details of the logged in user in our APIs. To do that, let's create a simple REST API and pass to it Spring Security's authentication class. We will now have access to all the information related to the logged in user, and this is tested by calling the simple API we just created. Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see dedicated videos about Postman, or if you'd like a part 2 video for this one in which we dive further in Spring Security and cover OAuth 2. And that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. Thank you guys for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next one.